back to another video here today, and today we will be ranking every single brawler. Let's see who will get last in the bottom of F tier, and we'll see who will get first in the top of S. To start off, we are going to do it by rarity, and to start off, we're going to do Shelly here, and I think she's a solid B tier, because Shelly can be very good sometimes. Her hypercharge is pretty good, yeah. And yeah, next up, Nita. I'm going to put Nita in C tier. I think she's not very great, but she's like her bear, Bruce, is good enough to put her in C tier. Next up, we got Colt. This might be shocking to most people, but I'm going to put him in A. Just also for including power-ups, he's just also guaranteedly an A. But right now he's just really good. Next up, I'm gonna do Bull. I'm gonna put him in D tier. I don't think that's a shocker to most people. Bull is not a good brawler. I don't know why people think he is a good brawler. Maybe because his hypercharge is good, but I don't really think so. Next up, we got Brock. I think he's above Nita in the C tier, but because he has some like versatile to him, but he can only play a few modes, and that's why I don't really like him. Next up, we got El Primo. I think El Primo is bottom of B tier. A lot of people get shocked by that, but he's just really good in Brawl Ball, and also for including SpongeBob power-ups, which I don't really think we're including, but if you want to, he'll also fit there. Next up, we got Barley. I think Barley is bottom of D tier for now. I think he's like he's like one of the worst throwers in the game. Next up, we got Poco. I think he's top of C. His newly added hypercharge makes him like pretty good, but not incredible. Next up, we got Rosa. I think she's in like the middle D tier. Rosa, like, she might need a rework. Next up, we got Jessie in the middle of C tier. I think she's better than Brock, but worse than Poco. She's pretty hard to play. You also have to like place your turret in the right spot. And this might shock a lot of you, but I think Dynamite is in the A tier. I might be a little biased to that because he is my main and I've mastered him, but I just love Dynamite. I love using Dyna Jump with him. It's just so fun. And that's what the game's meant to be. And he's really good. Next up, I'm going to use Tick. I don't know if I should put him in C or D, but I think, yeah, I'm going to put him in like C, behind Poco, above Jessie. His super can be really good, and his hypercharges is one of the best in the game. Probably top 10, so probably around like 8-ish. But the thing with her, whatever it is it just one of the worst throwers in the game. There's a lot of better throwers. Next up, I'm going to do 8-Bit. 8-Bit, he's just too slow for me. That's why I'm going to put him in D tier. He's like the top of D tier, but he's just too slow for me. Next, we're going to do Rico. Rico, I think about putting him in the S, but he should be in the A. He's not like S tier category. S tier is just like incredible. He could bouncing off of stuff is just incredible. Now, our first S tier is Daryl here, and Daryl is just so good with his new rework. With those two supers, it's just incredible. Easy rank 30. I got a rank 30 with him too. Next up, we got Penny. I don't like Penny, but she does do a decent amount of damage. I'm going to put her in, like, top of D, probably. I'm going to put her. Yeah, top of D. Because she does a lot of damage, but, like, and her cannon can be a little annoying, but she's not very good. She's just not very good. Carl, I'm going to put him in, like, I can't decide if I should put him in, like, B. I'll put him in middle of C, maybe? Yeah, let's do middle of C. I'm going to put him in middle of C because Carl can be very good sometimes. You have to time his gadget, which is pretty hard. You have to time a lot of things to be good with him. But when you do get that down, he is a phenomenal brawler. Next up, we got Jackie. Jackie isn't very good. People think she's good. I don't think so though. This is my tier list, so hope you guys like it. By the way, she's just like D tier ish. Above Bull though, low behind 8-bit just because 8-bit does a crap ton of damage. Yeah. Next up we have Gus. I want to put Gus in like yeah, bottom of B, probably. Yeah, bottom of B. If you get good at popping the bubbles right, making the like ghost bubbles, he can be really good with using super too, and he does a decent amount of damage. Next up we got Bo. I'm gonna put him in like top of C, maybe bottom of B. I'm gonna put him above Gus actually. Now that I think about it, if you places his like landmines in the right spot, it can be really good. Like if you can place them while they're all dead, and then like they don't see where you place them because it like shows a replay. It can be really good. Next up we got Ems. She doesn't take very much skill, and she's like just. I mean, she takes a decent amount of skill, but she's not very good. That's like even if you're like insane with her, she's not very good. A lot of people outrange her. She doesn't even do like incredible damage, but yeah, I'm gonna put her like bottomish D, like bottom half. Next up, we have Stu, and for Stu, I'm gonna put him in like what? Maybe B. I meant. Yeah, probably B. Because he's like, yeah, second in B. He can just stay alive so long in hot zone, and if you can like time his supers right with the healing and with his gadget with breaking the walls, it can just get so good. And if you like attack them right, it's just so good. Sometimes if you're good with it. Next up we got Piper. I'm gonna put her. Should I put her above Stu? I'm gonna put her above Stu and above Shelly. Because Piper just does so much damage long ways. And she has the longest range in the game, excluding Mandy standing still, but she's standing still. And Piper doesn't have to, she can move. And next on is Pam. She is so bad. She is an F tier. I don't care what you say, she is an F tier brawler. She is so bad. I don't even know how people like her. Next up, S tier with Frank. He got that rework, which made him really good, but then he got nerfed a little bit, but I don't care that he got nerfed. After he got nerfed, I still got him to rank 30 after he got nerfed. Yeah, after. Not before, after he got nerfed. He is still insane. Next up, this might shock you, but I got BB in the top of B right now. BB can be really fun to play. She can also be like, take over a game sometimes with like hitting them out of something, like for example the hot zone or something. I don't know. She can be really good. Next up, I got B at the top of C. She's like not great. She has a lot of damage with like her second attack, but her second attack just does a lot of damage, but she does not have much health at all. Like, not have much health at all. That she just top of C. Next up, I've got Nani, and I think for Nani, I'm gonna put it in like B probably. Yeah, probably behind Stu, but above El Primo, because Nani can do a lot of damage if you hit her shots right. If you hit her shots right, she's just incredible. And use that star power for when you're using your super, and then like also use the teleport thing. It's just really good. Next up, I'm gonna put Edgar in probably C tier. People overrate Edgar. I don't know why people think he's like S tier. Like, no, he's not. He's actually not that good. It's just, yeah. Next up, we got Griff. I think he's a little underrated. That's why I'm going to put him at the bottom of B. Right now in the meta, he can break a lot of walls, which helps against like throwers and stuff. And it also helps in Brawl Ball. He has a lot of damage too with like a super that can like almost insta-kill tanks, which is insane. But yeah, that's why I'm putting him there. Next up, we have Grom. And Grom, I'm going to put in like, C tier. I'm going to put him second in C tier for now. He's one of the worst throwers in the game, like one of the worst ones. And the reasoning for that is there are just so many better throwers right now. And he's just like one of the worst, which makes him like and also there's so many counters to him, like so many counters. That issue is not good. His projectiles go in decent range, but it's fine. Next up, we got Bonnie. She is awful. I know a while ago she got her like speed boost, which made her not as slow, but she's still so bad. She's just like can't do much. It's just tough. Next up, I got Gale. This might shock some of you, but I'm gonna put Gale in the A tier. I think Gale is a great brawler. People underrate Gale. The reasoning for them to underrate Gale is because I'm going to put him top of A, actually, sorry, top of A. And the reasoning I put him so high is because he is just like him with his gadget that can like the whirly tornado thingy and his super. If you can time those right, it just can be so beautiful. So good, so good. Next up, we have Colette. And I think I'm going to put Colette in like C tier. I think, let's see. The more I think about it, Colette would go in like, I can see her going in B tier, but yeah, we're going to put her like, yeah, bottom of B, because the only reason she's going there is because she's just so good in Heist that she got to be at least in B. Just like she might be the best brawler in Heist that like in the game. She's just so good with her hypercharge. She has like 30-something% with it. It's just insane. Next up, we got Belle. I'm gonna put Belle in the bottom of B. Her hypercharge is pretty good. Does a lot of damage and stuff. And she can shoot a really far distance, which I like because sharpshooters are always good. Next up, we got Ash. Ash is like awful right now. He's just like not meta. People think he is, but he's really not because he just like gets like one shot, but not one shot, but like pretty easily killed. Even though he's a tank, it's just like one of the worst tank, almost one of the worst tanks in the game. He's just really bad. He doesn't do much damage either. Next up, we got Lola. I want to put Lola in the top of C tier. She does so much damage, and especially with her super, she can do a lot of damage. Next up, we got Sam. I'm gonna put him at the bottom of B. Actually, I think I'm gonna put him above his wife. He just can stay in a hot zone for a while with his star power that every time he picks up his super, he gains health, and that super does a lot of damage. He can just do a lot of damage while being like an assassin, while just like, yeah, he's just pretty good. Pretty good. Next up, we got Mandy. I'm gonna put, this might shock some people that I'm only putting her in top of C. I think a lot of people would put her in B, but I just don't really like her. She's just like, she doesn't have a hypercharge, which is a huge like downgrade, you could say, but it's not very good. Next up, we got Maisie. Maisie is one of the worst brawlers in the game. That's why I'm putting her like halfway on D. She's not very good. Next up, we got Hank. I want to put it at the bottom of D. I would put him in F, but just because he has that pay-to-win skin, and it was on deal a little bit ago, I just got to put him in bottom of D because that just can be really good. Next up, I got Pearl. I'm going to put Pearl at the top of F. She's just so bad right now. She's the worst hypercharge in the game. It's like she doesn't even have one. It's so bad. They need to rework her. They need to rework her hypercharge. She's just not good right now. Next up, we have Larry and Larry. Yeah, I like rolling my R's. What can I say? I think that Larry and Larry are probably A tier. Yeah, probably not ahead of Dynamite, but it's probably because I'm biased. We don't talk about that, though. He's still very good. He's a very good brawler. Even though with his, like, nerfs and stuff, he's still a very good brawler. Next up, we have Angelo. Angelo is a very good brawler still. I have his hypercharge, and his hypercharge is really good right now. I'm going to put him above Colt, above Dynamite, and above Larry and Laurie in the A tier. He's just really good right now. He can do a lot of damage. I really like him. I have him like rank 28 or something. I really like him. I really like him. Next up, we got Barry. Barry's still good with his buffs. Should I put him in B or A? I think I'm going to put him in the bottom of A because he can just healing your teammates. It's just insane. It charges super, which can heal his teammates even more, which is just insane. Talk about like insane healers. He might be the best healer. Next up, we got Mortis. He is the worst brawler in the game. The only thing he's good at is Brawl Ball, and he's solid at it. And he's not good at anything else. That is sad. That's why I think he is the worst brawler in the game, because he just can't do much. That's why I think that. Next up, I have Tara, and Tara, I'm gonna put her in like bottom side of C because she just like her super's good, but I just don't see her being good because yeah, I just like don't really like her. Her hypercharge is kind of good, but I still don't really like her. Next up is Sheen. This might surprise you. I might be putting a little too low on your list. I might be putting a little too high on your list, depending on the type of person you are. But I think this is a pretty good spot. I'm going to put him third in B, which I think is a great spot. Next up is Max. I'm going to put her in fourth in D tier because she's just not very good right now. Even though she has 4 ammo, she's just not very good. Next up, Mr. P. I'm going to put him third of C tier. He's not as good as Lola. He's not as good as Mandy, but he's a little better than B. That's why I'm going to put him there. He takes a lot of skill. That's why I'm putting him there. Next up is Sprout. This might shock a little bit of you that I'm putting him this low, but he's just not very good in the meta right now. That's why I'm putting him fifth in C tier. He's just not very good right now. Next up is Byron. I'm going to put him in the bottom half of B tier. He's one of the worst healers in the game, but yeah, he does a lot of damage, which is good, but yeah. Next up we have Squeak, top of C, because he can land his shots, which can be really good. He's really good at heist, yeah, which I like him. Next up is Lou. I'm going to put him in third of B tier. He can be really good. Next up is Colonel Ruffs. Colonel Ruffs is awful. He's the second worst brawler in the game. He's just so bad right now. I really don't like him. A lot of people do, but I just don't like him. Next up is Buzz. Buzz is really good, actually. People like underrate him still, but I'm going to put him top of B tier. I don't think he's A tier right now in the meta, but yeah. Next up is Fang. I'm going to put him above Larry and Laurie and Dynamite, but he is in A, which is good. Next, we have Eve in F tier. She is the third worst brawler in the game, in my opinion. She's just not good. They got rid of her whole purpose with the Angela walking on water now. Next is Janet. She's like third in D. She's not good right now in the meta. There's just not much she can do. Next up is the most average brawler there can be, Otis. He's one of the most average brawlers, just because he has like the mid-range, mid-super, all that. Next up is another mid-brawler in Buster. He can be very good with his gadget and all that, but I just don't see him being higher because there's a lot of brawlers better than him. The next up is Gray. I'm going to put him like topper of B. If you can time that super and have that chemistry with your teammates, it can be really good. Next up is RT, third in A actually. I think he's a top 6-ish brawler. He's really good. He's at least top 10, guaranteed. He should be on people's list, but I don't know. Next up we have Willow. I'm gonna put Willow in like a little bit above average in the C tier. Well, not like, yeah, I'd say a little bit above average. She's not amazing, but yeah, she can be fine. Next up we have Doug. I'm putting him at like a little bit like second worst in D, just because his gadget and his pay-to-win skin that heals his teammate 2,400 per attack. That is just insane. That's the only reason I'm putting in there, because of the pay-to-win skin. Next up is Chuck. I'm going to put him in like middle of C just because he's so good and nice that it's just, he deserves to be there. Next up we got Charlie. Charlie might go a little high for you guys, but I'm putting Charlie in like a little bit of the lower half in B. Her gadget's really good. Her supers, if you time it right, can just be insane. With like her attack to time that right too. There's just a lot of timing, which you can get good at, but yeah. Next up is Miko. I'm going to put Miko in D tier. I don't like him. He's above Barley, but he's not as good as Rosa. He's not very good. Next up, we have Melody. I'm just going to put her in C tier. I don't really like her. She's not very good. She's only good in Brawl, in my opinion, and Heist. There's enough. And when you're only good at 2 modes, you get that rank, C. Next up is Lily. I think she's really good right now in the meta. I'm going to put her number 6 so far. Next up, Wolf 4 in A tier. Next up, we have Clancy. I'm going to put him in the bottom of A tier. Even though he has that nerf, he's still really good. And then next up, we have Mo. I'm going to put him above Frank, but below Daryl. And next up, we got starting our legendaries. Or we're down to just our legendaries. We will see. Next, we have Spike, and this might shock a lot of you. This is like the first time, I'm pretty sure, ever he's been in C tier. But he is at the top of it. He's just not meta right now. He hasn't been this past season. It's going downhill for him. Next up, we got Crow. I'm going to put him 3rd in B tier. He has a lot of upsides. He has a lot of downsides to him, but he can be good. Next up, we got Leon. I'm going to put Leon 2nd in B tier. Leon can be very good sometimes, but Leon, he has some advantages. He has some disadvantages. If you can time a super, it can be really good. I also really like Sandy. That's why I'm putting him in the bottom of A. I really like his gadget and his stunning one. It's really good. Next up is Amber. I hate Amber, I'm not going to lie. That's why I'm putting Amber at like bottom of C. Well, a little bit above, I think. Jesse and Jackie are a little worse, but yeah. Next up, we have Meg. I really like Meg. I'm going to put Meg above Colt, Dynamite, Fang, Larry and Laurie, Barry, Clancy, and Sandy in the air tier. She's just really good right now. Next up, we have Surge. This might shock a lot of you that I'm going to put Surge. I'm deciding if I want to put, I'm going to put Surge on bottom of A. His newly added Hypercharge is really good, and I really like him. He's a great brawler right now, and if you can get him to work, it can be really good. Next up, we have Chester. This also might shock you. A lot of these legendary ones might shock you guys, but I'm putting him in bottom of A, just that they never know what's coming because there's so many different supers. Next up, we have Cordelius. I'm putting him in A. Right below Dynamite. I think Dynamite's a little better, but I'm probably being biased because he's my favorite brawler. But I think, in my opinion, he's a little better. Next, we have Kit, bottom of A for me. Kit got nerfed a lot, but Kit can still be very good. Next, we have Draco. I'm going to put him just below Crow and just above Piper. He can be rough. And for our last one, I have Kenji at the best brawler in the game. He hasn't released yet, but he just has that so good potential that just like makes or breaks it. His gadget, his star power, it's just so broken. And hope you guys had a good time watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment what you want to see next. And bye. I'm out.